Hello, students. Hope you are all well. Okay, as I told you earlier, today we are going to discuss the solution of the practice question that I have given to you. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the practice questions. Let's start with it. These are very basic questions. Which one of the following is a polynomial? So we have to determine which one of the given is a polynomial. Okay, so what we have discussed earlier is a polynomial is a function in which the net degree is a real number, sorry, is a natural number. Okay, a polynomial is a function in which the highest power or the powers of a variable are natural numbers. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one whether the given statement is a polynomial or not. If we talk about the first one, in the first one, the first term of the given expression can be termed as a polynomial because x is at the numerator, but as the x comes in denominator, it is no more a polynomial. Okay, next is under root 2x. This is under root 2x. That means this is root 2 x to the power 1 by 2. So once again, 1 by 2 is not a real number, is not a natural number. Therefore, this is also not a polynomial. Thirdly, we have first sum of the expression is a polynomial, that is x square power 2 is a natural number, so x square is a polynomial. Let's talk about the second term. For the second term, this is like I'm just talking about the variable part. Constant part does not play any role in being a polynomial or not. X to the power 1 by 2, as both the as the bases are same, the powers are going to be subtracted as we have already studied in exponents. So this will be x to the power 1. So net power in this case is 1. So therefore, this is the correct answer. Next is under root 2 is a polynomial of degree. Under root 2, there is no mention of x. Under root 2, along with under root 2, there is no x. No x means, as I have discussed earlier, this is a constant polynomial. Degree of a constant polynomial is 0. Next is degree of a polynomial, this x to the power 4 plus 0x cube plus 0x to the power 5 plus 5x plus 7. Okay, so degree of this polynomial will be the valid, we will consider the value of x, we will consider the power of x with a valid coefficient. 0x to the power 4 will finally return to 0. So this expression will reduce to x to the power 4 plus 5x plus 7. We have simplified this expression, and based on the observation, we can say that 4 is the degree of the given polynomial. Similarly, with the fourth question is of the same kind. Fourth question is degree of a zero polynomial. So we have already discussed degree of a zero polynomial is 0. Next is next is uh, sorry, yes, next is p px is a polynomial is given to us x square minus 2 root 2, x is outside the square root, then p2 root 2. We have to find the value of p2 root. Okay, so what we do is instead of x we will write 2 root 2, instead of x we will write 2 root 2, so this will be 2 root 2 whole square minus 2 root 2 into 2 root 2 plus 1. So this will be 8 minus 8 plus 1, and your final answer is going to be 1. So value of this polynomial at 2 root 2 is 1. Fine. Next is the value of polynomial. We have to find out the value of polynomial 5x minus 4x square plus 3 at x is equals to minus 1. Once again, we will apply the same method. We will say p minus 1 is equals to, in place of x, we will replace it with minus 1. Minus 1 square plus 3. So this will be minus 5 minus 4 plus 3. This will be minus 6. So final answer is going to be A minus 6. Fine. Next, seventh question. It is if px is equals to x plus 3, we are given a polynomial that is equals to x plus 3. Then we have to find out the value of px and p minus x. Okay. In the first expression, we have to keep the x as it is. In the second expression, we will change the sign of x. So this will be px plus p minus x should be equal to x plus 3. In the first expression, the signs will be as they were, but in the second expression, the signs will change. Only for x, the sign of x will change, only that. So this will be x plus 3 minus x plus 3. This will be 6. Okay. Only sign of x is changing. Otherwise, it is all the same. Now see next question. 0 of a 0 polynomial is. 0 of a 0 polynomial is. Okay. You have a 0 polynomial. You have 2. 2 is a 0 polynomial. So their zeros not defined. Zeros of a 0 polynomial are not defined because there is no particular value of x. There is no particular value of x. Next, 0 of a polynomial px is equals to 2x plus 5. 0 of a polynomial px is equals to 2x plus 5. So, in order to find out 0, we will let that the given polynomial px is equals to 0. That must mean 2x plus 5 is equals to 0. It implies that 2x is equals to minus 5, and finally x will be equal to minus 5 by 2. Okay, so this is B. Let's see next question. Next question is one of the zeros of the given polynomial is, we have to check out of all these four which one is its correct zero. Okay, we can do this question in two ways. First way will be, we can find out the value of p2, p1 by 2, p minus 1 by 2, and p minus 2. Okay, we can find out the value of each of these polynomials, okay, at the values of 2, minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2, and minus 2. And in this manner we can easily determine which of the options is correct. Fine. Now what, this is one way. This was supposed to be factor theorem. Okay, or we can do another thing. We have a quadratic polynomial. This is 2x square plus 7 minus 4. We have a simple quadratic polynomial. We could simply, what can we do, we could simply factorize. Okay, so I am going with the factorization. I'm going with the factorization and checking which of the given is the correct option. So going with the factorization, first of all, you will multiply 2 and 4, that will be 8. 2x square plus 8x minus x minus 4. Why minus? Because we are doing the subtraction, because sign of the constant is negative. Okay, taking as much common as possible. 2x, x plus 4 minus 1, x plus, okay, so this will be 2x minus 1 and x plus 4. Okay, none of the options is near 4. None of the option is 4, so I'm not checking it. I'm just checking it down. So let this 2x minus 1, we let that be equal to 0, and based on that we will get the value of x is equals to 1 by 2. Okay, when we simplify that, then we will get x is equals to 1 by 2. So we can say, easily say that one of the zeros of the given polynomial is 1 by 2, that is plus 1 by 2. So B is the correct answer. Okay, you can also check by using factor theorem. That will not be incorrect. Okay, you can also use factor theorem, but I wanted to explain factorization of quadratic polynomial works more. That's why I use this method. Next is question number 11. Question number 11 is, if x to the power 51 plus 51 is divided by x plus 1, then the remainder is. Okay, we are asked that if x to the power 51 plus 51 is divided by x plus 1, then the remainder is. The remainder will be 0. Okay, you can also note it down. If x to the power n plus n is divided by is divided by sorry x plus 1, then the remainder is 1 minute, let me check. Sorry, statement is like this: if x to the power n plus 1 is divided by x plus 1, then the remainder will be 0. If x to the power n plus 1 is divided by x plus 1, then the remainder will be 0. This is 51. So A will not be the correct answer. Correct answer will be last one, 50. Okay. D will be the correct answer. You subtract 1 from 51, that will be 50. Okay. Next, second is, if x plus 1 is a factor of polynomial, we are already given that x plus 1 is a factor of 2x square plus kx. Then find the value of k. We have to determine the value of k when x plus 1 is a factor of 2x square plus kx. Okay. So for this question, we are going to use factor theorem. Okay. We can also use long division. Let me show how it is done by long division. You can all apply factor theorem quite easily. Let me tell you how to apply it with long division. This will be x plus 1. It is dividing 2x square plus kx plus 0. Okay. There is no constant, so I put in a value as 0. Now, first thing that you need to remember is the given polynomial x plus 1 is a factor of this quadratic polynomial. That must mean your remainder is going to be 0 whatever happens. Your remainder is going to be 0 whatever happens. Okay. So whatever the remainder will be, I will equate it to 0. So this will be like 2x 2x square plus 2 minus minus. This will be kx minus 2x and plus 0 as it is. So this is our final answer. Okay. Or you can try to simplify it more, plus k. So this will be kx minus 2x plus k minus 2 minus minus. So this will be minus k plus 2. Okay, like I have already told you, we are going to put on the remainder as 0. We will put the remainder as 0. That must mean the value of remainder here is minus k plus 2. We will let that the remainder is equals to 0. That must mean 2 is equals to k or k is equals to 2. So the value of k for the given polynomial is going to be 2. The answer is 2. You can also use the factor theorem. To use the factor theorem? You will find the value, you will let k p minus 1 is equals to 0. In that way also, my 2 into minus 1 square plus k into minus 1 equals to 0. 2 is equals k is equals to 2. In that way also you can find out the value of k. It is a simpler solution, but I want to explain once again the long division again. Okay. Moving on to next question. Next is question number 13. Question number 13 is x plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial. You have to determine out of all these polynomials whose factor is x plus 1. Okay. So once again, one method would have been, okay, you divide the all the given polynomials one by one by x plus 1, or you can apply the factor theorem. Factor theorem will be, keep in mind the factor theorem is no longer in your course. So if this question comes as a subjective question, you have to do the long division. Okay. Factor theorem according to latest syllabus of CBSE is no longer in your course. Okay. So what we do is, since it is an objective question, we are applying the factor theorem. But keep in mind, if this was a subjective question, you had to do the long division. Okay. So what we'll do is we will find the value of p minus 1 for all of them. So for A part, p minus 1 will be minus 1 q plus minus 1 square minus minus 1 plus 1. So this will be minus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 2. That is not equal to 0, so this is not a valid answer. Let's try B part. For B part, P minus 1 is equals to minus 1 cube plus minus 1 square plus minus 1 plus 1. So this will be minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1. The final answer will be 0. Since the polynomial has come 0, that means remainder is 0. That means x plus 1 is a vector of the polynomial B. B part is correct. Okay, let's see next questions. Question number 14. Question number 14 is one of the factors of the polynomial this and this is. We have a polynomial, we have to find its one factor. Okay, we have to check which one is the correct factor. Okay, once again, the application can be same. You can do what? You can find the value of x out of each of the following polynomial and then give that value of x to the given polynomial p. Okay, so for example, for D part, x is equals to 0. You put on 0 in the places of x and you check whether the answers are zeros or not. If the answer is 0, then it is the factor. If not, it is not. Okay. Try this one. The C will be the correct answer. Okay. You can also try to factorize it. You can also do the prime factorization. Okay. Let me simplify it for you. Let me simplify the given expression. 25x square minus 1 plus 1 plus 5x whole square. On simplifying it, I am applying a plus b whole square formula here. 25x square minus 1 plus 1 plus 10x plus 25x square. Okay, so this will be 50x square plus 10x and that's it. Plus 1 minus 1 0. If you factorize it, you take 10x as common. This will be 5x plus. Okay, so once again, you have, oh, sorry, I have marked the incorrect one. Sorry, I marked the incorrect answer. Your final answer will be 10x. Okay, so we can compare that 10x. 10x is coming here. 5x plus 1, there is no 5x plus 1. There is 5x minus 1, but there is no 5x plus 1. So your final answer is 10x. Okay, 15th one. The value of the polynomial 249 square minus 248 square. We have to find out the value of 249 square minus 248 square. Okay. So first of all, we will see. You can try it this way. You can find the square of 249, and then you can find the square of 248, and then you can subtract both the numbers, and that can be called as your final answer. Or you can apply the identities that you have learned in your last exercise of the chapter. This will be a minus b whole square, that is a plus b, 249 plus 248, and b, a minus b, 249 minus 248. So this will be 8 and 9 is 7, 4 and 4 is 8, 4 into 1. So this will be 497. 497, D option, the correct one. Okay. In 16th question, you have to find the factorization of this 4x square plus 8x plus 3. You have to do factorization of 4x square plus 8x plus 3. Okay. Okay. For this question, you can try the elimination part. Elimination part, how will you do it? You can determine the first and the last term. Okay. You can check first and the last term. I'm just telling you to talking about solving the question for objective questions. If like this objective questions, I have a question, I can easily solve it. You can also factorize it, no problem. Its factors are quite clear. Its factor will be, let me see, 6 and 2. You can factorize it with using 6 and 2, easily factorizable. Okay, you can also try it without using factorization. What is, you see 3. Okay, so what you do is you multiply the constant part of both the brackets and see whether the answer is going to be 3 or not. So for first part, answer is going to be 3. For second part, answer is going to be 3. For third part, answer is not going to be 3, so C is eliminated. For the third last part, answer is also 3. Okay. After that, what you do, you multiply first two parts of the bracket. First two parts of the bracket, first two terms of both the brackets, means this and this, should be multiplied to get 4x square. So this is x square. This is 4x square, correct? This is 4x square. Okay. Now, out of B and D, which one can be correct answer? Out of B and B will be the correct answer. Why? Because all the signs of the given polynomial are same. If we expand this polynomial, the sign of the coefficient of x will be negative. But if we expand this polynomial b part, the sign of the coefficient of x will be positive. Okay, so B is the correct answer. Let's see next. Question number 17. Question number 17 is which of the following, see, as we go on onwards and onwards, the level of the question is increasing. Okay, you can expect this sort of questions in your exams, not exactly same, but this sort of. Okay, so practice well, please. Question number 17. Which of the following is a factor of x plus y whole cube minus x cube plus y cube? Okay. So first of all, I will simplify the expression. After that, we will determine the factors. So x plus y whole cube will be x cube plus y cube plus 3x square y. Let's take the other formula 3xy x plus y. I'm taking this formula because we have to just determine the factors, not simplify the answers. And the second part will be minus x cube minus y cube. Now see, x cube as x cube, y cube are cancelled. The remaining portion will be 3xy and x plus y. It is already in a factorized form. We can easily determine the factors, and I can see D is the correct answer. Let's see 18th question. The coefficient of x in the expansion of x plus 3 whole cube. The coefficient of x in the expansion of x plus 3 whole cube. Okay, so we have to expand x plus 3 whole cube and we have to determine the coefficient of x. Okay, let's see, this will be coefficient of x will be, I guess, 27. Let us take see, let us expand the formula whole cube. This will be 1 minute. 1 minute, students.